YouTube, how's it going? The Goat House is back, and we got AFC North predictions for you guys today. We're going division by division and getting the fellas of the Goat House predictions on each division. This is an interesting one, AFC North. Let me just say, one of these guys went ahead and did it.
I did it.
You did it.
I did it.
You did it. All right, that's all we'll give away for now.
Well, that just gives it away.
I just did it.
If people know Junior, they know.
They know I
You
do
did
it.
So this is one of my favorite ones so far. We did the AFC East. We did the NFC East. I think we're going to see a lot of differences in these guys' predictions in this video. So that's why I'm really going to enjoy this. Subscriber goal. Maybe we're going to pass it right during this video. Support's been awesome. It's 20K though. If you don't subscribe to the Goat House, I recommend you do. We got daily sports uploads. We specialize in the NFL, predicting the upcoming season, and then full coverage during the year. Link in the description for our Twitter and Instagram, and then clicking that like button. Much appreciated. Let's go to Junior because he did it.
I did it.
He put the Browns at 1.
I did it. But let me be perfectly clear here. 1, 2, and 3 is all over the board here. Can be anywhere. I think that
all over the board.
I think all my top 3 teams here can finish. It could be in any order. But I think that the Browns got debatably one of the best offenses in football, and their defense is amazing.
Amazing. That's strong.
I'm going to say amazing. I like their defense. I like the additions they're making, but I just think that the Steelers are going to end up kind of falling flat. I think they're going to go on a little bit of a run, but they're going to fall flat. They just don't have the playmakers on offense to kind of get things done. I think that the Ravens, you're going to see Lamar Jackson kind of take a step up. I've always kind of been a pretty big critic when it comes to Lamar Jackson, but I think that this is the year, especially kind of coming off a playoff game where he kind of played like trash, to say the least.
No, I think he was okay, honestly. I would argue that.
I mean,
I think they wouldn't let him throw downfield, and they finally did, and then they came back in the games. They finally let him
right,
throw
but there
downfield.
was like, you need to show trust in the young guy. If your quarterback senses you don't trust him, it's just not going to work. So I think this is the year where they kind of opened the playbook up to him. Obviously, it wasn't last year because this was Flacco's team, but now that he has no threat of getting benched, he's the guy. 100%, they're committed to him. I think you're going to see this jump be made by him. And that's why I put the Ravens
they
here
run
at
him
2.
Trace McSorley. I don't know.
He could, he could give Lamar a run for his money.
Yeah.
But I think the Bengals are kind of no threat here. But with that being said, Dalton could have one of those years where he just...
Yeah, Riz is real high on the Bengals.
Yeah, he could have one of those years that we haven't seen in a while, but...
I got the Bengals finishing last, but I like the Bengals. So
you can't completely discredit them.
No.
I don't know how to say this. None of my teams are set in stone here. Any team can move.
How many playoff teams can we get for you out of here?
I'm going to say 2 playoff teams out of here.
2?
Two.
Can it be 3?
No, I think your 1 year wild cards. I think it's going to be Browns for sure. I think they're going to win this division, lock it, and I think that you're going to see. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and commit. Ravens, Browns coming out of here for the playoffs.
Whoa.
I'm committing.
Committing.
I convinced myself in my brain mid-sentence.
Okay, we're moving on to Pigskin. Let's see if he's got something different. And he
Whoa!
does.
Whoa!
1-2 swap.
So swap those.
Those?
Swap yeah, I like the Ravens. I thought they were going to do better last year. I thought they were going to win that Chargers game, but just did not go as planned. They did get a new offensive coordinator, which I think will definitely help their offense. They got Hollywood. Which I think is going to be like perfect for Lamar Jackson, just a go-to target. So I think that's going to help Lamar Jackson's growth. And then defensive-wise, like you talk about, they lost to Darius Smith, they lost C.J. Mosley, but they got Earl Thomas. They always just produce talent. They like the draft defense. I mean, they don't really try to like reach for anyone. They just kind of let the board fall to them, and they just take best available. And they have plenty of guys that are willing to step up and make plays for their defense. So I'm not really worried about that at all. So I have them at 1. But again, they could go from, I think they could, their ceiling is 1 and then their floor is 3. Lamar could actually like disappoint, and that could bring them down to 3. The Browns are getting a lot of hype this offseason. Had to put them at 2. I think their floor is 3 and then their ceiling is 1, but just going to really depend on like how well they gel together. Like, is Baker and Jarvis and Odell all gonna
Be the best of friends.
Yeah, I mean, I know Jarvis and Odell played college ball together, but I don't know. They're both guys that are very competitive and like they want the ball in their hands. So it's gonna be, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see how they do. But defensive wise, they definitely got better. But I think there's still some holes on their team. But yeah, they do have a lot of superstars on their team, so it's gonna be interesting to see how well they do. The Steelers have them at 3. I think they kind of stayed the same, really. I mean, they did. I mean, like I said in the last video, every team did get better, but I mean, they lost Antonio Brown, who's one of the best receivers in football, so that's definitely a big loss. People talk about Le'Veon Bell leaving, but they didn't have him the last it's been over a year, and James Conner did well. They did well with them, so I don't think that's a big loss. But just going to be interesting to see who steps up at receiver. Obviously, they have Juju, but now all eyes are on him. Like, teams are going to try to bracket him and double him, so they're going to need someone else to step up. They have James Washington. I'm interested to see if he's going to step up for them. They drafted Deontay Johnson. He looks pretty good out of Toledo, so we'll see how that goes. Their defense, again, is, I mean, they're good up front. They're good linebacker unit. They got Devin Bush, but secondary is a little bit questionable. And then the Bengals, it's kind of tough. I mean, I think they're not a terrible team. They're okay, and they got
Decent at best.
Yeah, they got a new coach in there that might help their offense. They have weapons on offense, so I mean, they could jump up there. I don't know. I said everyone's floor is 3 of those first 3 teams, which means the Bengals are guaranteed to finish last, but. Yeah, it's just tough. It's tough to say. I wouldn't be surprised if they finished like 2nd or 3rd, but I wouldn't expect it though.
All right, moving on to Danny's picks. Different division winner from everybody.
All right.
Whoa.
I did playoffpredictors.com, right?
Went game by game.
Went game by game. And I can I swear? I can't swear. I kid you not. The Steelers, Browns, and the Ravens all had winning records above 10 wins. This division can go either way. I mean, obviously, I'm agreeing with Pete with Bengals finishing dead last, but you never would know with the Red Rocket, Andy Dalton. He might be able to squeak his way into 3rd place.
They got Ryan Finley over there, too.
But I'm a believer in the Steelers. I predicted them to go to the Super Bowl last year. It backfired. I am not predicting them to go to the Super Bowl this year. But there's no distractions. They have no distractions anymore. It's just play football. I think you're going to see a bounce-back year. But, again, I could see them finishing 1, 2, or 3. I'm just going with what playoff predictors had for me. The Browns and the Steelers both had the same record. And they, based on the division wins, they gave it to the Steelers, so I put the Steelers there. So don't hate on me, Browns fans. I do like what the Ravens are doing. I think their defense, obviously, is damn good. They lost some people, but they also gained some people in the draft. I don't know. It's going to be a tough division. I don't got much to say other than that.
Yeah,
All right. I liked it, though. Everyone's got a different winner. I like it.
Well, can I just go out and say that I was ahead of this Browns train? I was there last year.
Last year, yeah.
So I don't want anybody saying I'm on the wagon.
You're on the wagon.
I was riding the Browns toilet last year.
Browns toilet.
I was riding it last year.
All right. Well, my quick thoughts. I did my predictions, and we'll make a video in the future on my final predictions, but I honestly think, I know it's hard to see the Bengals winning this division, but I honestly think any of these teams have a chance. The Bengals, I like their weapons. You talk about Joe Mixon, A.J. Green, and Tyler Boyd. That's a darn good trio there. It's really on Andy Dalton staying healthy and playing his best game throughout the whole year, not just the beginning. And they got some young talent on defense. I did predict them finishing last, though, because I think the other 3 teams are more complete, but I would not sleep on the Bengals. Really, it's a toss-up between the other 3 teams. I think the Browns could have, they still have so much young talent where they can have, like, their hiccups here and there. And then the Steelers, I mean, all these teams can. I can say the same thing for all these teams. I think the Ravens are probably the more complete team. If you're looking at the 3, I know the Browns look like it on paper, but there's still, too many young players here and there. So my pick was the Ravens, but it's so tight that we'll see if I'll have any changes in the future. But basically, the point I wanted to get across was, even though I do have the Bengals finishing last, they have chances to finish much higher than last, and nobody should rule them out because of the weapons they have. But
The weapons of light is in the back.
yeah. But we got more division predictions coming. We did, what was that, our 3rd division? We're doing all of them, all 8s. And then once we get through all those, eventually we'll get these guys playoffs and Super Bowl predictions. Maybe we'll make that a live stream. So it should be some fun. Hopefully you can join us for that and our other videos. Please subscribe if you haven't quite yet. Help us out a bunch. Got daily sports videos, but that's going to do it for this one. Thanks, everyone, for their support. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.